I'm loving it. The freedom that comes with it. I always knew that I was going to be my own boss. I always had that feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mind working for people though. Like, I don't mind that. But at the end of the day, there's nothing like being your own boss and being in control of yourself and being in control of your finances and being in control of your income and your flow. Nothing beats that. Just saying. How about it? I'm going to answer the 10 questions that I've gotten thus far. I'm going to be answering them. So if you see me looking at my phone, I'm just looking at my notes so I can stay on track. Sending lots of love to my returning subscribers. What's up, you guys? Sending gratitude. If you are new here, hey y'all, hey, welcome. Make sure you take a moment to like and subscribe and ding the notification bell and leave me a comment. New or seasoned subscriber, leave me a comment. Let me know any questions that you have or any particular videos that you want me to do. Let me know in the comments down below. All right, let's just get into it. Okay, so the first question is, did I really get started with $0? And how did I get started with $0? With no money. Now, typically when people say no money, they are literally not saying that. They really mean like little to no money, like little money actually. You're going to be spending a little bit of money. I started with $0. No startup money. Um and so how did I do that? And why did I do that? So great question. So I literally as y'all know, if y'all been following the journey, I quit my job um and decided to do this dog walking thing as my permanent thing. Now, along the way, I did try to like, all right, let me get a part-time job, let me get that safety net. But like my situation the situation that I was dealing with made it next to impossible to actually get a job. And so I literally had to rely on this dog walking as my main source of income. So yes, I literally started with $0. And on top of that, my Facebook got hacked. My personal Facebook account, which I was also using my personal Facebook account with a business page, and that got hacked. And so I literally had to start from scratch, from the ground up, from zero, with $0. So the first thing I did was I made a Facebook account, a business Facebook account. I made a Nextdoor account, and I already had a Rover account, but I made that Rover account. But I don't really want to mention Rover because I did have to pay $50 and it took me forever to get that $50. Not really. But it took me forever to be like, "Ooh, do I want to do this? Do I want to do and did do that." So I won't mention Rover as my beginning startup cost because that wasn't free. So yeah, so like I said, like I was just posting on Facebook and posting on Nextdoor and posting on YouTube, just the YouTube shorts, because visibility is important, and posting on Google. I made a Google profile, that's also free. And so I was just posting on there because, like I said, visibility is everything. If people don't see you, if people don't know what you're doing, then you're doing something wrong, especially if you're a business owner. So visibility is very important. Very, very important. So yes, I did start with no money. And when I did have money, I was putting money into Facebook ads, into Google ads, but it was literally wasting money when I think about it in the long run because I was just doing it with um no real knowledge of what I'm actually doing, hoping someone just catch my bait type of thing. So wouldn't recommend doing that. Yeah, so I literally just started posting on those Facebook, YouTube, Nextdoor because visibility is very important. Oh, and Facebook groups, any of those Facebook groups that like are whatever your city is, networking, networking type of groups, promote your business here type of groups. I got in a good amount of those and was posting in there. That's also how I got my following up. So yeah, you just keep going and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, and I just posted photos of dogs that I had walked, and the goal is to make yourself visible. That's why you're posting. I didn't have business cards. I didn't do no paid ads. It was just consistency, y'all. Just consistency. And like I mentioned, and don't do this because this is a huge mistake. Like, don't just the minute you get money, try to get a website and try to pay for these ads and these marketing. Don't, don't. Trust me, don't. It's better to start off free anyway, I think, because you can see what avenue you want to go in and you can see what works and what doesn't. Believe it or not, word of mouth has been my moneymaker. People referring other people to me. That's been my moneymaker. So, question number two, how did I find clients? Which I kind of answered that. How did I find clients? So, um, I got a client. I've had since I made my Rover account. Again, Rover's not free, so I don't really want to talk about Rover so much in this video, but I did get people and clients. Not consistent, but I did have one. I do have one client that's consistent from Rover. I'll talk about Rover in another video, okay? I'll talk about it in a whole nother video and I'll talk about what it is and all that other good stuff. So, my first client actually, I met her. I used to care for her dog at the doggy daycare that I worked at. And her dog ended up getting injured or getting sick, excuse me, not injured. He ended up getting really sick and he couldn't come back to the daycare anymore. And while I was working at the daycare, I was also helping to walk him and let him out and use the bathroom and watch him and care for him. And that just continued on even after I left. So she was my very first client. Um, two dogs um, for that. And the third client that I have, because y'all got three clients now consistently, three consistent clients. Yay, recurring clients, three of them right now. And then the third client was a referral from my first client. So word of mouth has been my greatest moneymaker. Um, but yeah, I that's how I got my first client, because I was working there and I was working at a dog daycare. Now, that's not me like taking anybody's the business's clients or anything like that. Like no, but that's how I got my first client. Um, but yeah, again, like posting and showing up, that's how you get visibility. Question number three, do you need a license or insurance to start? You're gonna have to do your own research, but in Virginia, where I'm at, no, you don't need any of that to start. Now, when you get enough clients and you're booming, then yeah, you're gonna want to have like insurance just to be on the safe side. Now, I am through Rover insured, but like for my own business, um no, because I'm just starting out and it's small enough to where I don't need um insurance for that. But once I scale up and I'm getting consistent days and stuff like that, then yeah, I will have insurance. But starting out, you don't, unless it's unless your city and state um what's it called requires it. But yeah, but I do recommend getting business as you getting the business insurance and the pet insurance as you scale up. Question number four. Do I walk multiple dogs at once? I do and I don't. So it just depends on the dog. It depends on the temperament. It depends on if it's a sibling. So the way I do it is I do solo walks for all my dogs. But if it's a sibling or if it's a dog that's already in the home with the siblings or with this dog, then they will get a walk together unless they don't typically walk together because of the energy levels or because of whatever. But if they're a sibling, they can get walked together and play and everything like that together. But I do solo walks. That's the default. solo walks, the sibling walks, or the group walks. Now, if I'm very comfortable with the dogs, and then I will allow them to walk with my dogs as well. So, but they don't walk with, unless like I said, like unless I know the dog, but like say this is a new dog. Boom, I got a new dog. Boom, I got another new dog. And I just have to walk them. They will be walked separate because I don't know how they're going to communicate. All right, question number 5. How much should I charge starting out? Now, starting out, that depends on you. So, and that depends on you, your skills, your comfort level, your confidence, your handling skills. That all depends on you because I've had people tell me that that they've seen dog sitters charge like $100 a night. And it just depends on your area, it just depends on your comfort level, it just depends on like what you're what you are including. You know how everybody says start low. You can start mid. So you'll have to do your own research on this. Like what are other dog walkers charging? Kind of gauge it from there. So like I charge $18 for a dog walk. Now if they're further out and I gotta drive a longer distance, the pricing may change, but my default is $18 an hour. Unless you're a member, then you get that discount. So there are some things to factor in when you're thinking about pricing. Like throw out a price and see how people take it, you know what I'm saying? So for example, my one client was like, the, because he was like, how much do you charge for sleepovers? And I said $35 a night. And he was like, well, my my dog sitter she normally charges me $20, and I'm okay with that. Da, 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 da. So what I did I was like, okay, I'll negotiate with you. So I was like, okay, I can do $25 a night. And then if you have a longer boarding with me, then I will drop it to $20 a night. Um, if you wanted me to pick up your dog and drop off your dog, that will be $10 more. So he would, if he wanted me to pick him up, he would still be paying that $35 to $30 a night. Now, if he picks up, that's perfectly fine because the travel fee is not there because he's dropping off and he's picking up. So that's one way that you can kind of negotiate. Now, again, like this is the beginning, like this is my beginning, this is my starting point. So maybe 25 is low, maybe 20, dollars, that's like low, but you got to start somewhere. And you got to build that rapport and you got to build that confidence and you got to build that trust. And with me being flexible like that, I think that definitely does build trust. And then over time, when my prices rise, they can be like, girl, of course your prices rise because the value that you bring is just absolutely, I can't even believe I was getting that much. Plus, you do want to look out for your first, you know what I'm saying? 8 clients because they're the ones who first put their trust in you. They're the ones who first believed in you and gave you a shot because they didn't have to, but they are. So you definitely want to look out. Maybe that's just me, but you definitely want to look out for your people. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean family discounts. I mean, you want to look out for the people who are giving you a chance, who are referring you, who are trying to help you grow because that's important too, building those connections. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a little bit more important than just getting money because you can charge $100 a night, but that also might mean that people might rarely use you. You know what I'm saying? You might be the last resort because if $50 a night is full, if $75 a night is full, okay, then I'm gonna have to spend that $100, but that's the last resort. I'm trying to be the first result. People say, who can I'm ready to go out. Like, who can I call? Oh, Quita. Like my dog loves her and I don't got nothing to worry. I know I'm gonna get pictures. I know that my dog's gonna be in good care. Like I know that my dog's gonna be loved on and having a good time while I'm having a good time. That's the experience that I want to that's the experience that I'm bringing. to it. So it doesn't really, like, in the beginning, yes, the price, you're gonna play around with the prices a lot in the beginning. So right now I'm $18 per walk, $35 a night for one dog. But again, like, that fluctuates. Like I just told you the situation with my new client. So again, but these are the prices that I'm delivering. Um, but yeah, and it also depends on where you book me at as well. Like I said, I'm gonna talk about Rover in a different one, but again, like, different platforms, different prices because of the fees as well. Like, start low enough to attract clients, but high enough to respect your time, to respect, your value and what you actually offer. Because I'm not just walking these dogs, like, they're getting a whole experience. Like, I'm letting them sniff, I'm letting them answer their P mail, I'm letting them respond to their P mail, I'm giving them love, I'm giving them attention, I'm taking them to dog parks to play, to really release that energy. They're getting exercise, they're getting activity, they're getting their health up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing a lot for these dogs in any weather conditions. So take that into consideration when you're thinking about your pricing. And I do offer discounts a lot more in the beginning, but again, like, as I grow, that's going to adjust as well. So yeah, number 6, do I need a website? No. Listen, when you are first starting out, it's important to spend as less as possible. Just on YouTube saying like, "Oh, you get that LLC, get this and that in your business, in your business name, and blah, 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 blah." Realistically, that's not how it works. You can get an LLC, but that's not going to guarantee you getting things in your business name because you got to build business credit. You got to build business capital. And don't even get me started on these grants, y'all. We're not going to talk about it right there. But no, in the beginning, start with as little to no payments as possible. And this is the way that I did it. And like I said, I did try the whole website thing, but I couldn't keep up with it because I don't have consistent income coming in yet. At the beginning, I didn't. You don't need a fancy website at first. You don't need a website at all at first because most of your clients are coming through word of mouth. They're coming through your everyday interaction. Focus on your free platforms, Nextdoor, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, wherever you are. Post. That visibility matters. Even if you don't get clients from those platforms yet in the beginning, keep showing up. Number 7, how do I manage my schedule and clients? So I use a handwritten ledger. I'm really proud of this, y'all. Show y'all my ledger. I got this from Walmart. It's just a regular pen and gear notebook, but it's my business ledger. I put the name of the client, the age of the client, the owner, the breed of the dog, the service that they're typically known for, the rate that they're going for, the location, as in the distance, and their payment method. I just wrote down their temperament, and then I wrote down the mileage as well because that's very important as far as like just for your notes. So you got to know like, okay, this client is 11 miles from me. Okay, 29 minutes from me. You know what I'm saying? You got to know these things, and so that way you can know that one round trip is 22 miles. So you're driving 22 miles, but you're probably using about $15 worth of gas. So, and that's another thing how you can like deal with pricing. So you got to at least be making $15 because that will cover that boom, boom. That will cover that back and forth. But the thing about that is you'll be literally working just to pay off that trip. So you want to scale up a few dollars. So maybe like you're up like $3 or you're up $5. That way you'll have something in your profit margin. Does that make sense? It's got the dates, it's got the occasion, and it's got the price. Number 9, how do you deal with slow weeks? So when there's a day that I'm not doing anything, I make sure to reach out to those clients like, hey, if you need me this week, I'm available. at this time, and they'll be like, oh, well, now that you mention it, and you might have some work. That is your time to prepare your content, plan ahead, write down, prepare for your weeks to come. So post, post on your page, post in groups, engage in those groups. And number 10, any advice for someone scared to start? So that was me. I was scared to start. I was doubting myself. I was because but I also know what I bring to the table. I know my strengths. I know my weaknesses. I know that this is right for me. And so to combat the doubt, I just remember like it only takes one purchase. It only takes one purchase for you to be like, oh snap, people will pay for this. All it takes is one person to buy your service or to purchase your product. And you know that all you need to do is be consistent from then on out because someone's willing to buy it. Someone's willing to trust you and hire you. So all you need is one. All you need is one. And just remember that. And then if you already have one, you just remind yourself like, this is the thing. So yeah, you don't need to know everything. You don't need to have the best of everything. You don't need to go out of your way to purchase this and that. No, start where you are. That is very, very important. That is actually why I'm making these videos and making these financial tips and sharing my financial tips and sharing my financial journey, because YouTube be so bogus sometimes. Like people be leaving out the crucial steps and the crucial information that actually will save you from making not so great decisions. So yeah, just keep showing up, keep being yourself, keep being authentically you, because if you're trying to be that person, you're not going to attract clients that are for you. You got to get used to being you, being authentically you, showing up as you, showing that you care, be dependable. The rest, the clients, confidence, structure, all that comes as you grow. And you got to be patient. You got to give yourself grace. And you got to be always open to learning. If y'all like videos like this and want more, like this video, subscribe to the Vibe, ding notification bell, leave your girl a comment. And if you're thinking about starting your own business or your own dog walking hustle, let me know in the comments what you're working with. Do it. Start your business. Not everybody gonna be an entrepreneur, but you don't know that until you're doing it.